The Lady of the Harbor. The city of New York hummed with the sound of yellow taxis and rushing feet. Sloane clutched her backpack straps, her eyes fixed on the distant, glittering water of the harbor. Beside her, Gabriel held 2 bright paper tickets, his thumb tracing the image of a great green lady holding a torch high. "Is she really as big as a mountain?" Sloane asked, her voice full of wonder. Gabriel laughed and led her toward the big white ferry waiting at the dock. With a deep, low whistle, the ferry began to move. Sloane ran to the edge of the deck, feeling the cool spray of the salt water on her face. The wind whipped around her, smelling of the sea and adventure. She watched the skyscrapers of the city grow smaller and smaller, like a toy village left behind on the shore. Above her, white seagulls circled the boat, hitching a ride on the salty breeze. Suddenly, the ferry turned, and there she was. The Statue of Liberty rose out of the water, her green copper skin glowing under the morning sun. She looked even taller than the stories had promised. Gabriel put a steady hand on Sloane's shoulder and pointed toward the giant torch. "She's been standing there for a long, long time," he whispered, "welcoming everyone who comes to this shore." The boat bumped gently against the dock of Liberty Island. Sloane was the first one off, her feet hitting the pavement with a joyful hop. As she walked toward the base of the statue, she realized she had to tilt her head all the way back just to see the lady's face. The stone pedestal felt cool and solid, a giant mountain of rock supporting a giant of metal. Inside the museum, it was quiet and cool. Sloane and Gabriel found a massive object made of glass and gold. It was the original torch, retired after years of shining in the rain and snow. Gabriel explained how the copper was once the color of a new penny before the sea air turned it green. Sloane leaned in close, seeing her own reflection in the historical glass. Then came the climb. Sloane started up the narrow, winding stairs that spiraled like a seashell inside the statue's body. The air was warm, and the sound of footsteps echoed off the copper walls. Every step took her higher into the sky. She held tight to the handrail, counting the steps as she went, feeling like an explorer climbing a secret tower. At last, they reached the top. Sloane and Gabriel peered through the small, thick windows of the crown. From up here, the world looked different. The giant ships in the harbor looked like tiny boats in a bathtub, and the bridges looked like delicate silver threads. Gabriel stood close, sharing the view of the vast, open horizon, where the blue water met the blue sky. Sloane moved to a different window to look back at the city. She saw the Empire State Building and the sprawling parks, all bathed in the bright midday light. She imagined the statue as a silent guardian, watching over the millions of people living their lives in the streets below. The height didn't feel scary anymore. It felt like being on top of the world. After descending the long staircase, they stopped by a small bench near the shore. Gabriel pulled a small, sparkling object from his pocket, a commemorative coin he had found for Sloane. It felt heavy and smooth in his palm. He looked at the statue one last time, thinking of all the travelers who had felt the same spark of hope upon seeing her green robes. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in streaks of orange and purple, they boarded the ferry for the trip home. Sloane leaned against Gabriel, tired but happy. As the boat pulled away, the statue's torch seemed to catch the last rays of light, glowing like a real flame. "We'll come back again, won't we?" Sloane asked. Gabriel nodded, waving goodbye to the Lady of the Harbor.